Hey, 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 Angie Rae here with Girl That's Toxic. Ooh, we got two gentlemen to talk about. Should I call them gentlemen? Tucker Carlson and Don Lemon. Mm-hmm. Hold the phone. Where they at? Where they at? Where they at? Bam. Now, I've been telling you, I did 2 episodes on the fact that Don Lemon needed to go. Okay? So, they must have been watching us and listening to us because on the very same day that Tucker Carlson was told to pack his bags at Fox, the same thing happened to Don Lemon. Yes, look, let's make it even bigger. And guess what? The guy that CNN used to have as their media person, okay? That's not it. Brian Stelter, right there. They fired him when the new folks came on board. They got rid of him as their media person. He now is doing some work for Vanity Fair, and he has written an article because he has heard from numerous sources that dun 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 blink that Don Lemon and Tucker Carlson are texting each other. Ooh, wait a minute. Hold the phone. Let me see you do the Tootsie Roll. Could this really be a thing? I know in my household, we've been talking about, is this the 2023 version of Crossfire? Remember that extravaganza that used to be CNN's, one of their hot shows, Crossfire? And then when Tucker Carlson was doing it, along with my guy, my UT guy, why am I forgetting his name? Paul. Anyway, I'm going to remember the last name. So Jon Stewart went on, blasted them many, many years ago, and just talked about how Crossfire was just not doing any good for society. You're just screaming at each other, and it's not good. Next thing you know, the show got canceled. And then Tucker went over to Fox and has just been a rising star at Fox. Rising star. Well, don't forget, Fox just had to pay 780-something mil for Dominion voting systems, two Dominion voting systems, I should say, for the big lie. The big lie. And Tucker Carlson was a big part of the big lie. Okay? So, at the end of the day, what are the odds? Okay? Broadcast television, cable television is always a trip. It's just a ride and a half. Okay? You just don't know what's going to happen. So what are the odds that Carlson and Lemon almost at the same time on the same day got canned? So Carlson, the news broke at 11:28 a.m. And then at 12:14 p.m., Don Lemon went ahead and tweeted about it. And he said he didn't hear directly from the people at CNN, that they went to his agent, which I've had agents before, and I don't like that. They should have come to you, Don. But anyway, having said that, those two have been problems for both of their networks. Fox really leaning into the fact that Carlson was a problem during this lawsuit with Dominion voting systems, and a lot coming out, a lot of texts, a lot of the personalities of their personalities started coming out, the things they were saying, the duplicity, saying one thing on the air. Oh, I love Donald Trump. He's great. He's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And then sharing tweets that this guy is horrible and bad for society. You know, obviously doing everything for the money or for the power or whatever. But this is a very interesting article that Brian Stelter has written about Tucker Carlson and Don Lemon. And you know, it's really interesting for all of us who hear that there's a possibility that the two of them could do a Crossfire together, could, start a podcast together. All of this is out there in the zeitgeist, okay? If I was a betting woman, I'd say Don Lemon might be headed straight to Hollywood. He seems to be someone who likes to move in that lane. That doesn't seem to be a lane that Carlson likes to move in. Strikes me he'll do something like, Bill O'Reilly or Glenn Beck, start his own stuff, because he was trying to start his empire at Fox, and I would say he actually did start his empire at Fox. But let me just tell you about these two, because they don't like each other. Okay, they don't like each other at all. So they may be texting each other, allegedly, supposedly, purportedly, but let me just tell you what they have been saying about each other over the years. Now, this is what Carlson has said on Fox about Don Lemon. Now, if you've ever watched him, you would know that he deliberately mispronounces Don Lemon's last name, and has for years, making it Don Lemon. Is he trying to be French? I don't know. He would be very derisive regarding Don's comments about being a black man in America. This is what I'm doing, is I'm taking this article from Brian Stelter and I'm culling out some of the pieces that are in this actual article. Also said Don Lemon is a guy who makes millions a year for a show that is failing. Well, it wasn't doing that well, Don, but okay. And then roughly 2 months ago, Carlson called Don Lemon dumb and kind of crazy. And what he said is CNN employs Don Lemon to say dumb and crazy things. Ooh, child. Okay, so that's all the stuff he said specifically about Don Lemon through the years, some of the things on his show. Now, what has Don Lemon said on CNN about Tucker Carlson? Well, he said that, let's get back here. He said that he said that Carlson, he accused him of poisoning Fox's audience with hateful lies. Well, that's some truth. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Lemon said, I just say Lemon. Lemon said Carlson mainstreamed white supremacist propaganda to your neighbors and your family members. Well, that's about right. Third thing, he said Carlson's coverage is akin to, quote, a ratings grift, saying that Carlson does it for the power and the money. Well, ratings grift. Because, see, Carlson is a wealthy guy, okay? He inherited wealth from the Swanson family, if I'm not mistaken. I used to eat their TV dinners. So he's got money, okay? But in case you don't recall or don't know, because you don't watch Fox, if you do, you may have remembered some of this, but let me just tell you some of the things Tucker Carlson has said that just seems to be a bit fascist. Putin isn't so bad. I say, what? Putin? The cause of the war in Ukraine? The cause of so much heartache and pain? Putin isn't so bad? Child, sit down. White supremacy is not a real problem, says someone who people call a white supremacist. Next. Sit down, child, again. The January 6th rioters were peaceful protesters. Remember, he got a chance to see the video and then parse it up the way he wanted to. Because Kevin McCarthy, the Speaker of the House, gave him that. Didn't give it to anybody else. So that Carlson could make whatever story he wanted to make up to match his narrative. Here's the pictures. Okay? Again, he knowingly lied about the 2020 election, saying it was stolen. Was not, and you said in your real life texts that it was not. But you lied to your audience. That's a shame. You called for an insurrection after Donald Trump was indicted. You called for an insurrection against your country, the United States of America, and nothing has happened to you? Wow. He said that Donald Trump is sensible and wise. Is that the same Donald Trump I know? Sensible? Wise? Where? He minimized the severity of statutory rape and said women are primitive. What? This comment? Men are primitive. Oh, child, Brian Stelter's article. Now let's get to Don Lemon's gaffes. Dawn told a rape victim she could have easily shut down the alleged rape by biting Bill Cosby's penis. Goodness gracious. Shown himself to be a sexist, as you've seen in my 2 segments, saying a woman in her 50s is past her prime. He was talking about Nikki Haley, who was 51. Don Lemon is 57. So, are you a man past your prime? Also, he got snagged, for his behavior toward women co-anchors throughout the year. And we learned of some potentially, allegedly, purportedly sketchy, horrible things that he had done to women colleagues. But supposedly, the two are texting each other. And I guess getting fired makes for very strange bedfellows. I guess. Oh, and in addition to the fact that they got fired same day, almost got sent out the same time, they also both have retained the same Los Angeles entertainment litigator to help with their case. His name is Brian Friedman. And he is known for helping people get their money and their power. So, Carlson could be owed $30 million because his contract runs out in 2024. And then Don Lemon's payout could potentially be $20 million. He makes $7 million per year, but his contract runs through 2026. And there is talk that there hasn't been a lot of pushback toward Fox or CNN because it is believed that they will allow these contracts to continue and they will be able to get their money. So, wow, a talk show format for Don Lemon? Would he have Tucker Carlson on as a guest? A podcast for Tucker Carlson? Would he have Don Lemon on as a guest? Oh, child. This is like so bizarre. Like my head almost can't understand it all when I think about, the two of them and all the coincidences and similarities, because coincidences, I'm like, I don't know about that. So anyway, as I predicted and as I recommended, Chris liked or licked whatever over at CNN, the CEO, got rid of Don Lemon, which is what he needed to do. Things were getting too hot. And if Chris wants to change CNN the way he's talking about wanting to change it, because he came from CBS, which is where I used to work, CBS local in Miami and New York, then he's going to have to, Don didn't fit his scheme. Don didn't fit the brand anymore, it seems. So good luck to everybody. They're all going to be fine. They're all rich people. We don't really about rich people, but these two in their own way have been so toxic. Pardon me, that's my phone letting me know that I need to take my vitamins. I'm going to turn it off right now. Thank you very much. And we continue. Yeah. So anyway, back to me. Enough of y'all. Don Lemon, see ya. I'm sure we'll see you in Hollywood. If I was a betting woman, that's where he's headed. And Tucker Carlson, who knows? Your message is one of hate and dishonesty. So you need to be a better person. And Don Lemon, did I mention? You need to be a better person too. So to both of you, bye Felicia. Right now, cable television is better without both of you.